really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't be a
I'm already
quiz.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standards.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Matt.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about depipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options for 12 and 1,400 So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on a site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got? You
interesting.
didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation.
That's pre-flop? I think pre. All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when people get to the turn, there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and ready for
I would
the-
fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning end.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, now we count, man. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol,
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then we'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it. You
So that's cool
filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one.
There's the first. You just love breaking records with this shit, don't you?
I didn't realize, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, you in there.
I walked out of the room for a second.
A second. You got like 4 minutes.
Sorry.
Get in where you fit
You know,
in.
It's a special day, and I
It's his birthday.
obviously
guys.
don't give a fuck.
We give
Sorry.
We give him the pass today. He does whatever the fuck he wants when he wants. He's the man today.
That's funny. I had no idea. Thank
Happy
you,
birthday,
Contrast, for the
Tom.
happy birthdays. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
I'm shuffling chips because they're in front of me.
All right. Did you tell them to put poker coaching in the chat? They know.
Nah, I mean, we ain't on no schedule, man. We could just, I hate being so formal all the time. Like, we can kick it a little bit. What's up, guys? What's up, Toe Army, Sixes Mafia? Good to see you guys, Mystic Moons, Client, Carter, everybody over there. What's up, guys? You guys know the drill. Most of you guys, Regs, Poker Coachings in the chat.
Yep,
What's
Poker
good,
Coaching in the
everybody?
chat to get in the drawing. Thank you for that. I'm not playing today, praying. I am going to the Punk Rock Museum. I'm super stoked. My wife says there's a bunch of surprises today. I don't know what they could be.
Hey, didn't you drive a tank or some shit before?
We did that
Like,
for
or
Heidi's
Heidi's,
50th. Yeah, that was fun.
Some crazy.
Yeah. She woke up one day. She's like, I want to drive a tank for my 50th birthday.
Dude,
I
that
was like,
actually is so
I-
boss. I'm like, man, I've never thought of no shit like that. It sounds so cool. I still think about that. Like, damn, that's such an alpha ass.
For enough money, I told you they fly you up in a helicopter and you get to shoot the 50 cal at these terrorist targets in the fucking mountains.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
crazy.
insanity. And with the tank, you have to buy the used car, but if you pay the extra $2,000, you can crush a car with the tank. Like, how cool-
2K for a used car? You could probably fucking find some scrap ass shit.
Yeah,
for
for like 500.
$100 on fucking Craigslist or something. What a ripoff.
Yeah. Racing the Lambos on the strip. Actually, I've never done. That's one thing I've never done.
You would never guess. What's up, Mr. Moon? Who?
That'd be fun.
We still got 0 poker coachings in the chat.
Really?
I just don't. Yeah, well, no, we got one. Carter knows the drill.
He wins.
Literally, that's how I operate.
You want to pick a quiz real quick while we're waiting for this? Anything good down below? I think we're pretty caught up.
I talk to Susie occasionally. I talk to Scott a lot.
Who's Susie?
I'm talking to somebody in my chat. We got mutual friends from way back in the day.
Oh, it's like
Old
that's a
school
name I've
E
never heard.
Crew. E Crew, Susie Q. Old school legends.
All right, 1937 to start off.
Yeah, that looks good to me. How or even V-pipping, but we'll see.
Final table adjustment.
All right, let's do it. Oh, well, we got to pick somebody. What up, Shadow Knight?
Oh,
Shadow, I sent that money as well.
Legend JB Good. What?
Fucking
What?
JB.
Kaloko, thank you for the happy birthday, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind
What a
words.
guy. Also a note, if you win a giveaway here, if you win, I will send it to you between now and the next study stream. That's the way it generally. And if I send it later, I usually send some juice.
One of the OG Team Toe members, JB Good.
All right, re-roll it. One eligible fuck it Carter, you win.
I feel like we
If
should
you
switch
can-
out for a cash quiz because it's Johnny. He's a cash
Hey.
game player.
You get his ass.
I mean,
ass.
we pick Johnny and we
1937.
get him at a final table with ICM, like just completely out of his realm of expertise.
Oh, baby. Carter comes to the study groups. Let's get his ass, Seabass. 1937.
All right, let's play it.
Here we are at the final table of a $10,000 buy-in tournament.
shit.
We are the chip leader on the button. Second in chips is in the small blind. Last in chips is in the big blind. And we have the queen 4 offsuit. Should we fold, call, raise to 160,000, or go all in?
What the hell, guys? What the hell? What are we doing?
What
Everybody
the hell
min
is
raising.
this? Getting ready for the. Oh, God.
Mizzen. JB is folding now. He's the lone folder.
Carter's folding.
He's spirit folding. Contra says we're applying pressure
Matt-
for show.
Matt in poker is min raising. Chris Raven. What's up, my man?
Oh, there's a couple
Min
folds
raising as
out
well.
there. Lots of min raising.
Yeah, Carter's folding.
So is Johnny.
Both folding. Toe?
Folding.
Dude, I mean, well, the interesting thing is, like, I would like to raise a little bit more if the 20 big blind stack was in a big blind. There's more ICM pressure under the gun stack than the guy in the big blind just is the shortest, and he should just like not give a fuck.
And the
His
guy in
risk
the small
premium
blind-
is like gonna be less.
The guy in the small blind can
Then-
make our life hell, right? Like he's just.
Well, not me. We're not really. He's like got a lot of both these players have like we're raising into the player with the least risk premium.
Yeah.
I would like it if the big blind was here. Fuck it. I think our raising range would be more expansive because he has to worry about the ICM pressure of having a guy with 7 big blinds shorter than him. Now this guy can just like, well, I'm already the shortest. Like, how much tighter is his range going to be when he's already kind of almost a 2-to-1 on the next closest stack? These guys just don't give a fuck like they should.
I'm all good with opening wide in this configuration. Queen 4
Big
just
little.
seems really wide.
Yeah, I mean, if you got some kind of read and you want to just open all of your single face card paint hands in these kind of spots, specifically an ace and a king, 5 off plus and shit like that, all your offsuit kings and aces, and maybe queens feels like a stretch, but I mean, I guess if you want to play aggro and you think you can run it over, fuck the 2 bigs.
Opening any
still just
twos
do
is
it.
praying. That's too wide.
Any two?
I mean, you opening 8-5-0?
I mean, it is our button. We should be very a lot more aggressive. We don't want to be nits in this spot. We can get away with murder if we have to raise fold. Who gives a shit? If he calls, he probably overfolds to a C bet. Yes. So if you want to raise, I think it's like fine as well. But
Praying, you've been
I don't
hanging
think
out with
there's a
Joel
lot.
too much. Opening any two.
well, you can open two. I think this is a reasonable open. Like, who gives a shit if you lose the 2 bigs? Like, honestly, you don't want to have him prolong this. But at the same time, you don't want him to get walks and not, we have paint. He's going to be he's still going to be pretty tight because he doesn't want to just flat call a lot of his range. So, all right, we're going to fold, but I think min raising, one of these 2 options are fine between min raising as well.
We're folding too. I'd fold too, Johnny. Let's find out.
I'd min raise sometimes, but let's do it.
Queen 4 is normally not a great hand at all, but in this scenario,
3 is a
with
pretty hard
gigantic
score
payout
for
implications
fold
for
here.
all the players, we should definitely
Kicked
raise
in the
much
dick.
wider than normal as the big stack.
Holy shit.
And I think Queen 4 definitely fits into a much wider than normal raising range. So we're
My
going to raise it
goodness.
up. There may be some merit in making
Nits.
it bigger, like 220K, if you know the player in the big blind is going to call every time and then play pretty well post-flop. And if you think they're going to just fold too often pre-flop or
Super
call
harsh
and then check
meatball.
fold too often on the flop, though, you don't really mind if they stick around so much. So you may want to use bigger sizes here. This is a spot where small blind has to be really, really, really tight because they really don't want to go broke before these other 2 players. Big blind does call. Flop comes queen, 10, 5. We have top pair. Big blind checks. Should we check, bet 125,000, bet 250,000, or bet 375,000?
I missed the Nits Anonymous meeting. I mean, this is
Nits Anonymous.
pretty trash. Pretty
No,
trash.
it's
And I
no,
think 3 is a pretty hard score. Like, come on, JL. Look, give it fold a 5. Come on.
So would you fold king 4 here at any frequency?
Probably not, but that's like getting close, right? Like king 4, king 5, king 6-ish is kind of where I'm at in the ace. Yeah.
I think you go open. I mean, if we looked at a spot like this, fucking this deep, it probably would want us to open all of our offsuit aces and maybe split king 2 or something. It'd be a
Don't make me
lot.
bust out the pre-flop academy.
I have it as well. I mean, I would open fucking, but it's gonna be hard to find this exact configuration, and even in an asymmetrical standpoint.
For me, it'd be like probably queen 6 or something. If I was
250. Carter's going 125.
check for meatball 125 for Joey, Cool Hand, Jelly, and Sir Axel, and E Spirit. Oh, E Spirit sizing up 250.
Yeah, I see a lot of 250s as well, and 125 from Carter.
Johnny going 125.
Yep. So JB is doing what?
125.
Oh, so they're both doing the same thing again. Yeah, I mean, you can go small here. I mean, I don't think is this a situation on a 2-tone, 2-high card board where you want to slightly size up, considering a lot of his continuing range may be inelastic between his draws, his 10x. But we do have one of our weaker queens. I think 125 is fine, given the stack depth. 250 allows you to just jam most turns.
If you bet and he jams, are you at all shook?
No. too high up in our range to fold top pair when there's so many draws available. I'm never
Yeah,
folding.
that's why I didn't ask if you were folding. I just asked if you were shook.
I mean, not even a little bit. Not the price too good. I got a million fucking bigs. Pay the man.
My exact
money.
words would be like, "Oh man, he jammed. Fucking priced in. I have to call top pair." That'd be.
I mean, no, but yeah, I wouldn't even. Fear wouldn't even cross my mind. I would just be fucking snapping. I like the. Hey guys, how are you doing? Doing great, Beto. How about yourself?
The other question I have is, do we have any checkbacks with top pair? And if we did, this would be it, right?
This would be a very. This is has to be a fucking range back almost type board, too high card.
I don't disagree.
Like,
I'm
not fucking.
angles.
You check here. It's just equity can shift and then you're in Shitsville. No way.
True.
Bet. All right, let's bet 125. I think 250 could be reasonable. It sets up the SPR much better to just jam the turn. There's going to be 940 in a pot or something like that. And yeah, he puts 250. He's got like 6, so it's not bad, right? 250 sets up a really nice SPR. And you do think his continuing range when he already calls kind of tight on this board hits this enough where you just put it in a lot on turns, fine. So, all right, we're going 125. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think normally this is
Keep these
actually a
range
pretty
water guts.
reasonable hand to check it back. I have to presume like queen, 4, and worse for the top pairs may want to check it back sometimes. But with these immense payout implications, I think we can really confidently bet. And if the opponent jams, we have an easy call. And if they do call, we're just clearly extracting value. This is a spot where I want to be betting much wider, both for value and as a bluff. And I think we can probably just bet small and frequently with everything, and the opponent's going to have to overfold in general. So I like a small bet. If the stacks were a little bit deeper, we could perhaps go more like 250. But I think when the opponent's this shallow, we want to make as small of a bet as possible. So when we do get check shoved on, we lose as little as possible. And we do have a hand that wants to bet and then fold. And of course, we're going to have a lot of hands that want to bet and then fold. So we go 125. Opponent calls. Turns a 4. We make 2 pair.
We could have just made it
Checks.
15% bigger and then just have
Check.
like.
Bet
You don't need
300,000.
them when that's.
Bet 600,000. Or go all in.
Dude, we go like 175.
E-Spirit says geometric. He's getting fancy.
We could have just went like, we didn't need to use 250. I think that's a bit, but 175 is just like.
Johnny did the full helmet all in. Just pushed chips in.
Push
Spilled
the
them all
chips in,
over the
so
table. He jammed so quickly. 300 for E-Spirit, 300 for contrast.
Beto's out here preparing food, studying, starting to grind soon. Look at this beast. Bunch of 300Ks.
I'm not going to have time to play it today, but there's an online circuit event for a ring that I wanted to play later this afternoon.
They run tournaments every day, bro. They fucking run 18 of those series a year. You're not missing anything anymore. There's so many fucking online circuit ring events. Dude, it just never ends, so you're fine.
Circuit of Rings come back. 45, 45 will never be here again.
Yeah, your birthday will never be. It's a Saturday. It's a nice day. Fuck all that.
I actually think it's
Poker will
cheaper
be
than that,
back.
Bates. I think it's $100 buy-in or something like that. That's why I was like really interested in it.
Staying home for $100 tournaments. How bad is life?
There's a bunch of 300s, a 600, and a couple of all-ins, including Mr. Be Good.
All 300s.
I like 300.
All right. Carter going 300. Jamming just gets way too many folds. 600 is entire stack.
Yeah, so 300
Checking,
seems like the
we
most
ain't allowing equity. Just it has to be. Oh, I should be doing the
poll.
The poll thing. Wait a minute. I got it. Wait a minute.
How much of my volume is on WSOP? Roughly 2 to 4 tournaments a day. Most of the time, 2.
All right, cool. 300 it is, right?
WSOP sucks ass.
I'm going to start doing the poll here so you guys can bet points from here on out again.
Most of
All
my
right,
volume
300.
Bet online and global. We're jamming.
Oh, you guys are jamming. Oh, we're 300. Let's take over. Let's do it. Go all in. Higher.
You definitely don't want to check on a double flush draw board because that gives the opponent a free river where they're going to realize their
call
equity
in
some
just
portion
fold
of the
river.
time. So
We
I
went
think
all in
would much
and
prefer
lost.
to bet
I mean, no, we
either
went
small
300
or all
lost.
in. And depending on the opponent's tendencies, I think we can go either way. If you can look and tell the opponent kind of likes their hand, then just rip it in and get called and win the money. If you think they are going to fold very often to the flop bet, though, maybe because they call a little bit too wide pre-flop and they call flop bets a little bit too wide, then we may want to instead use a smaller bet because then they're going to have a much weaker range. I don't even think we have to go 300K really in this spot. I think maybe even smaller, like 200 is fine because notice that makes the pot pretty big already going to the river. I think my default in this spot is all in, though, because if you think about the opponent's check call range on the flop, it's going to be a lot of pairs and draws, right? And if they have a draw, I really don't care if they fold. And if they have a pair, they may decide to hero call, thinking that I have a lot of draws. Also, I have a lot of draws available, right? So I probably want to be shoving with most of my best hands that are vulnerable to being outdrawn. So I think shove is probably my default, but I could see betting smaller being fine if you have a different read. I go all in, opponent folds. Do we get to see what
Oh, no, he folded. How?
Oh, king and 9. All right, well, so they did have a gut shot. I mean, clearly if I knew they had a gut shot, we should have bet small, right? But you don't know they have a gut shot. This is just one of the hands they're going to float the flop with, and then they have to get out of the way.
I wonder if that ever check raises. But, probably
to any bet size.
You probably just eked us out and got a 23, correct?
Did.
Damn. We got a 22. Carter, well done, my man. Good try, fam.
Yeah,
Good try,
interesting that my thought here is he never the reason why I like the 300 better in my opinion is because he should never have a queen because his queen on 12 bigs all check jams flop.
So that leaves him a lot of draws. He realized equities. He calls 300 with and just folds. So to hear you make him pay for all that and get the max.
Draws here though if he's smart.
Nah, he probably just calls, realizes, and only pays you more. Yeah. Most people are just going to call the 300, leave themselves 500, and only pay you when they get there.
Okay.
That's what I could see. It's yeah, fuck it. He right. Me wrong. Good. Cool. Let's do another one. You got a keyword for me, man? Well done, JB.
Yeah, JB, let me know how I can get you your money.
Carter. Ooh, yeah, they got your ass.
I don't know. Toe day. As in, we're going to whoop the Mafia's ass. Toe day.
Damn. The disrespect is ridiculous. Holy shit. What did I do to deserve this?
The cost of
I'll just try to be a
cost
good
of being
person.
friends with me.
God, I just try to be a good person. Just shit on.
The problem is I'm a good person to everyone except for my closest friends. Just because I gotta keep them humble.
I said, keep them humble. Yeah, I have a real sweet setup here, buddy. Yeah, things are great.
You want to move up to 1939?
Let's see what we got. Short stack, big blind play. Yeah. Who wants to play with this dusty ass stack?
Matt Affleck does.
Okay, me too. You know we're gonna have this stack again anyway, so let's get used to it.
Especially lately, I've had Matt Affleck at every table I've ever played at all in the last crazy.
Yeah, you better be doing this quiz to see how
it's been weird in the streets, man. Played a $50 buy and had Mormon and Affleck at my final table. What the fuck? Go home, people. You're rich enough to go do something else.
Cool. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the predictions on this channel as well, where you get to bet channel points. I'm gonna try to make that happen for every show.
I don't even know how to make that work.
Yeah, I mean, somebody suggested it last week. It was fun. I mean, seeing people getting their bet points and stuff. So, all right, I'm ready to roll it when you are.
Sure. Yeah, I was fucking around trying to.
It's in your dashboard.
Kalayoko. Oh, it's in the dashboard.
Yeah. Main client. Well. Get your ass in here. Carry us. Carry the mafia, please. Do work. Make me proud. All right. We are doing short stack, big blind play with Matt Affleck. Ready?
Yes.
All right, in this hand we have ace-8 of diamonds in the big blind. We're facing a raise from under the gun 2. And it folds to us in the big blind. Should we fold, call, or go all in?
So we can make this work. Put on the next one. Thanks, Johnny. This one's for 10.
What should you do?
Klayoko? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, even though you're a reg and a legend.
Call. Most definitely shove all day, every day, Mystic Moon says. And Carter is folding. So I've just seen all three options. Wait, never mind. Misread. Call. Okay, no folds. Didn't see a fold. I got shook for a second. I might have had to hit you up on a DM like, bro, wait a minute. You all right?
Call. One all in for Sir Axel.
I thought the small. I was about to say you about to slide in like, yo, you all right, bro? What's going on here? Never. How are we playing this?
What's up, Coltrane?
All right. Main client is flatting.
Okay. What are you doing, Klayoko? I don't see you in the chat.
Got to pick somebody else?
No, he's here. He claimed. He just
call.
Okay. We'll call.
All right. Everybody's calling. No one even used channel points for anything else. Not strong enough to jam, too strong to fold. Yeah, we're just calling. I don't think this fits into that range we want to be all in. Hail to the nah. Versus EP 12, 13. What do you think?
Yeah, always calling. Always calling.
Change that to all in, you said. Oh, you're all in? Fuck it. He's all in.
Oh, shit. Yeah, always calling. Don't want to jam on a jam. I want to get caught by a better. Yeah, so I would just call. And not only that, but he's kind of early.
Yeah, I mean, well, we just changed our answers literally after my speech. Someone typed, fuck that, change that to all in. And we're going to do that. And good luck us. Hopefully this is somehow one of the outliers where we do want to jam because we unblock 10x, Jack X, and stuff he can fold. 9x he might have in the bottom of his opening range, but we're jamming, and I would only call. Let's do it.
Yep.
Go all in! He cheated. How did you just
going through a lot of these short stacks?
You RTA'd this. Like, what do you? How do you just change it?
I found that I'm not
in the middle.
shoving enough.
I'm
also
skeptical
not,
as hell.
Shoving enough in certain spots. And ace eight
because it unblocks 9x
that wants to open shove
10x and Jack X. Literally, as I'm saying that. Mystic Moon
so we
right.
get called here. So this is a very polarized range from this player. They're going to have like
literally as
hands like pocket eights, and pocket sevens, and pocket nines are probably just shoving, and they're not open raising to two big blinds. So they're going to have like an inducing range, which is probably gonna be like pocket tens are better, ace tens.
People don't have the
better,
other portion of this range he's about to say.
Something like that, and then they're going to have bluffs. Okay. Some of the bluffs are going to be hands like king jack off, king 10 off, queen jack
king
off,
9 suited,
ace 9 off. Maybe ace 10 off. So getting ace 9 off and ace 10 off to fold, number one, is important. Not giving like a chance for like queen jack and king jack to realize their equity is two, pretty important. And also when we do get called, being suited here has additional equity. We have pretty good equity against like pocket queens, pocket kings, everything against like except like aces. So these lower suited aces are going to be really good as reshoves. Obviously calling is plus EV, but shoving and getting those hands, denying equity to the hands that have good equity, and getting better ace X to fold are both going to be pretty good to make this a rejam pre-flop at equilibrium, and I really like that also. I think people are just going to raise fold a tad too much. It depends. Some people open jam too much, and this becomes very polarized. Against me, this rejam is going to be really good because I'm not open jamming enough here. So it's kind of a, player dependent, but I think jamming is just going to be a good option here overall.
Welcome to the real world.
Just a call. Flop comes 9-7-5 rainbow. Should we check, bet 2 big blinds, bet 4 big blinds, or go all in?
And I think this could be a population thing as well. Like, do you really think a lot of guys are too tight? If we think people are opening too tight in general, and then they're opening and they jam too much off these kind of stacks, and they're opening now, I feel like the ranges are a lot stronger and from some player types.
Yeah, I mean on the charts it's a full frequency call. Jamming
I would
ace
only
2
go-
to ace 5, ace queen, ace king, and then sevens plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought there might be a bubble in there when you want to do it. When I look at these kind of spots, it seems like it wants to call this and then use hands to block more portions of a potential range. Like I could see this maybe being in there because of the 9x, the suited nines he might raise fold, 10x, jack x, like he was saying. But at the same time, in your games, you might get shit on trying this.
I think we
always.
probably jam this from the small blind. Nope, still not a jam from the small
Hell
blind.
no.
But from the small blind, we jam the suited paint, and then that's similar range otherwise.
Yep. Cool. Check for a free card. Check. 2 big blinds for Shadow Knight. And
Oh, to
everyone
be
else
fair,
is-
the poker coaching charts are a little different. They have ace 7 as a full frequency jam, so
I'm
ace
blocking
8
more. Yeah.
only 1 pip off
Ace 5 probably in there. See, I've seen a chart where it's like
versus here.
Ace 5, Ace 7, and then the good stuff. I think I've seen those before.
That's the poker coaching chart, yeah.
Okay, I have seen that. Yeah. Because I was like, man, one of those are an outlier. I didn't think Ace 8 was in there. I could see Ace 5 for sure. All right. We have outs. We're checking. People are just chilling during their thing today. Let's go ahead and
Let's see here. Bandman
check.
Affleck in the chat. Affleck creating dissension in the chat masses. Call here, check. 2x pot seems okay, says Jelly, with this flop from the BB. Check, check, check to check, check to check, check to check, 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 check. Lots of checks.
Checking. And then Shadow Knight going too. Any leading versus this polarized range, which has some of the best stuff in it and stuff like that? Or are you using it just as a check call? If you lead and get jammed on, I mean, are you folding? Like,
Usually when there's a gap, we don't lead. And usually with a 9, we don't lead. So if this was like 5, 6, 7, we would lead. 4, 5, 6, we would lead. Way more often.
yep, we check. I mean, I'm just checking here. We can't be that wrong. You can't be losing that much EV by checking this board, even if it's close, right? Because it wouldn't be a full frequency lead, at least. So let's check. Leading and getting jammed on feels terrible. So let's do it.
I don't want to give any spoilers. Let's do it.
So the important thing to remember in these spots is this range that opened pre-flop is very polarized. So it's basically
Yeah, you don't
pocket
want
tens are better, or overcard hands like king queen. King queen's probably jamming pre-flop. King jack offsuit, ace 10 offsuit. They'll probably have some suited nines like king 9 suited, queen 9 suited, maybe 10 9 or jack 9 suited.
Oh, I forgot to do the
and
gas.
so while they
Shit.
miss this
I do too,
flop,
actually.
and this is, there's a lot of connectivity for us in the big blind here. We just run into an overpair or top pair so often here from the in-position player that we don't want to be leading ever on this flop, because this range is just too strong and polarized, and there's too many overpairs in this range. So because of that, this looks like an attractive flop to bet, but when this range is very polarized, we're going to be checking our range here because there's too many overpairs in this range. I did go for a lead here. If we were going to lead, it would be for a small lead. However, this is a mistake here. This range has too many overpairs. This also shows too that I should just rejam pre-flop. This isn't just aces. I would have denied. I'm probably denying equity from king jack offsuit here, which isn't that big of a deal. If we had checked, ace 8 suited makes as a fine call. It also makes as a fine check raise. Get it in. We have enough equity against the overpairs here with a gut shot, ace high, and a backdoor flush draw. We probably can get a hand like ace 10 to fold, deny equity, king queen, king jack. So I think checking and either check raising or check calling and playing turns with this hand is the most prudent play.
It says, wow, Affleck gets a fish tag.
Affleck
Solver,
ain't scared to do shit.
60-40 check raise.
Yep.
That's what I would
it's
do.
either.
I would check raise
Yep.
here.
Yeah, I'm check raise broke, right? Yep, I guess I'm running it. It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he probably puts in something. I probably check jam too much, or I could probably use a size, but at the same time, we're committed anyway. It feels weird.
Yeah.
18. We switched it.
Oh, no.
Because he went all in pre-flop. He said,
Yes.
fuck that. He changed that to all in.
Yeah, that's true. He buzzer beated it.
Yeah, those kind of buzzer beaters. That first option has to
Son of a
stick.
bitch.
Well done, my friend.
Floor.
Well done, main client. Thanks for carrying.
The masses are asking for cash. 1934.
1934, sure. That's fine.
New keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Irish Mafia.
Oh, I ain't typing all that.
It's like 6 letters or something.
Nah, fuck that.
Irish Mafia in the chat. We're giving 6 the love for his. I was gonna do like 6 leprechaun, but didn't know how to spell leprechaun.
I'm just keeping it super fucking simple. Mafia in the chat. All that. I ain't typing all that. I'm gonna make it easy as hell.
It's literally like it's 5.
Half of us
letters.
are cooking dinner, cooking meals, playing on
Thank
the
you, Brian.
side,
Thank you for the
on
spelling.
our phones and shit. People
Teacher's
on their
pet.
phones. Even though you can just copy paste super easy. Bet. Got a handful of warriors in there. What up, Star? 34.
I know
Oh,
you're a teacher.
cash.
I am the exact opposite. Like I barely got through high school and got kicked out of 2 colleges. I'm the extreme opposite of teacher. Dad life. Welcome. Thanks for getting involved. Oh, I like that. Keyword beats. Crazy 06s because you're Irish.
Still doesn't seem real. What is that? Less than 3 weeks away? Fucking feels.
Amazing.
Yeah, sick as fuck. So we were doing this cash game quiz.
Del McGregor.
Oh, O'Shaughnessy. What is those?
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean Pruitt.
Oh, shit. All right. Let's roll this beach and then get one of the legends in here and make it happen.
Ooh, see, praying. Comes out spelling leprechaun, gets the lucky win.
This cat always. He's got to have one of the highest lifetime. Him, Meatball. Carter's up there over here. Cress is in there now. Let's go, Cress.
Mix Sixes sounds like a McDonald's menu item. That doesn't work.
Mick Awesome.
Mick
I don't know.
Awesome.
Somebody gave me this shirt.
I didn't even realize.
Forgot about this. Cress.
I'd like the awesome
Let's get it,
meals,
champ.
supersized. All right, let's do it.
34 is doing it. Yep.
Poker Coaching members, Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com, coming at you with another cash game quiz. We're playing some 51 no limit hold'em over on PokerStars. We got Ace 4 of suited in spades in the cutoff. Our lineup has a couple of reds ready to rumble and in the jungle. Book. And then we have a definite Fishmon in position. We have Fish. That was their name, except they replaced fish with another word that was all capitals. And a player in the big blind who is strangely on the passive side. It was earlier in the game for this player, so I didn't have a huge read on them, but I didn't think they were a regular. I only saw them one tabling while I was multi-tabling, and their stats were seeming to be a little bit on the tighter side, a little bit on the passive side, but not crazy loose. Okay. Ace 4 suited cutoff. What should we do? Should we fold, call, raise to 2.5, or raise to 3?
Here we go.
How long till he gets just starts doing the Affleck for this portion of the quiz?
Right.
I mean, it's about time, right?
Yes.
Do we have to let him know?
Every week we catch somebody, though.
We do. And then we have to give the same speech every time.
That's what they pay us for.
True. And poker is sometimes about reiterating the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
So can't ever get tired of the fundamentals, as basic as it may be.
On that note, you just want to whiz through this and move on.
All right. Cool. Yeah, let's do
2.5.
it.
Everyone said 2.5 in my chat. They didn't get tricked this time.
Mine did. Everybody in my chat got fucking tricked.
Everyone said 3?
Completely and utterly debated. Yeah,
see why we can't skip it?
Yeah, he's going to tell you 2.5 is more common here. 3 is okay. It's not a big deal. But commonly, you're going to be using 2.5 way more than the 3. It's the new, you guys dinosaur moding with the 3X. It's okay. But 2.5 is becoming a little bit better. Let's do it. We're going 3.
Yep.
Ace 4 suited, definitely a strong enough hand to be raising from the cutoff. If you're ever curious, you can check the range charts in the tools section of
Thank you, Jackson. I appreciate you.
You'll see Ace 4 suited is going to be a raise every time. I like to go 2.5x in these spots, and so that's what we're going to do. If you chose a smaller size,
nice one, Beats.
You didn't have the option to. You called, you missed out. Chose a larger size. That's fine. We get a call from Definite Fish Blind in position and a call in the big blind from Mr. Strangely Passive. Checks to us on the flop of 5 of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 7 of clubs. What should you do? You have some backdoor straight draw and overcard action. Should you check? Bet 2, bet 4, bet 6.
I can't type.
Beats brings up a really good question. He said, "This is cash. Where's the 7x option?"
Yeah, where's your standard 7x?
Strangely passive, greater than passively strange. The whole army checking so far.
Bubba Booey. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. I'm trying to start the prediction thing real quick. We see check, jam from the troll himself. Jackson, over aggressive fish. What up, champ? Good morning.
The whole army checking.
Is anybody doing anything outside of check here? Check, 2, 4, 6. What are you guys doing?
Everybody checking.
Check, get the fuck out of here. Is set. I like the C-bet, Mystic Moon says. There it is. What size?
6.
Check. Somebody's betting 6?
No, I was just answering for you.
Oh, yeah, just got to really represent and scare him away.
Play it like you have aces.
He's going 4. So he's going 4. A little bit in the middle. Half pop. 5. All right, wait a minute. Who did I pick? Crest, what are you doing here? Crest checks. All right, we're checking.
Yeah, I would check here. I could see Evan saying, like, we have a fish and a passive guy. We could bet here and just take it down a lot and clean up our equity, which I can see him saying, but I would check here with no equity.
I mean, I can't imagine betting here. It's just fucking too bad. And there's a million hands in both the calling range and the big blind. Dude, think about the plethora of 10x, 8, 9, the 7x,
Oodles.
Just all kind of shit. They get 2 overs and a flush draw, 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. Would have got, dude, give me out. Check.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yep.
If you are the type of person who thinks that every time you raise pre-flop, you need to put a bet on the flop, you might want to check yourself before you potentially wreck yourself. We don't have a lot going on for us here. The only way we can make a strong hand is by going runner, deuce tray, runner, 6-3, runner, 6-8 for a pretty marginal hand, and maybe an ace can come off, but even then we could be beat. We have no backdoor flush draw potential. We just don't have a lot going for us in this hand. Also, we are in a 3-way spot rather than a heads-up spot, so the likelihood that we're going to get a fold is halved, and we just don't have enough going on this board to justify putting any money in on this flop. So the best play here is to check. No bet sizes are good. In fact, all bet sizes are going to be 0-point plays on this board because this is just a situation where we want to be checking only. Our opponent in position checks, and the turn is a 3 of spades, which is actually the best card for us, other than maybe an ace, because it gives us a double gut shot where we can make a wheel with a deuce,
This one might
or
get
a
some,
7 high straight
different
with a
answers.
6. Now, our opponent, who's strangely passive, leads out for pot, 8 into 8, and action is on us. What should we do? Should we fold, call, min raise to 16, or 3 exit to 24?
Well.
I know what I'm doing. Fuck this guy. Can't push the toe around. I'm going to jam and then wink at him. His period says call with the double gutter. Contrast folding.
Star is just folding. Shadow Knight's calling. Mystic Moons is yelling rigged. Why?
Fold. Ask for a server so you can get a beer.
Fold to the passive stranger. Act like this didn't happen and muck the hand.
We do have a mix here. A bunch of calls, a couple of folds. Baba Booey, the 124 out there. He's not taking this nonsense.
All right. Crest is just calling.
Praying folding.
Crane's folding. Okay. You're not allowed to fold. I think not V-pipping here is probably really bad.
I would snap fold to a pot-sized bet multi-way.
But at the same time, like this is cash this deep, and well, he is strangely passive. We're still the best card for us. I don't think we're allowed to fold.
Snap fold.
I wish you went half pot to make it super easy, right?
Sure, he didn't.
This pot's already
multi-way.
small. We're allowed to fold. I think it might be too tight.
Yeah, this is Cash Horn. We don't discriminate here.
We've been doing some cash. We've been studying cash.
inclusive.
Yeah, we've been studying cash. We got cash game study groups. Cash is the shit. Oh, Sheriff Frost with the 35 time. Thank you, man. Frosty in the house.
Yeah, sure. With a spade, it's easier for sure, Johnny.
Now, I'm not going to be in Island until April 1st. I'm going to be gone for a minute, dude. All right, we're calling. Crest is calling. I'm with you. Let's just lose the pot size bet real quick and then start smashing cans for buy-ins.
All right, let's do it.
You ready?
Yep.
You can't fold.
There are a few things we want to
10
consider
points for
in this
fold,
situation.
10 points for
Obviously,
call.
the first thing
Get
we do
the
is think
fuck
about our
outta
opponent's
here.
range for making
There is
this
a
bet here.
distinct
How
difference
strong
between those
does
two
that
options.
range look? The reason we want to think about how strong that range looks is because if it is a very strong
Man,
range,
you got to stop doing this.
we may have some
ruining
implied
the
odds where we could
predictions.
potentially get paid off on our hand.
Anybody do anything else?
We're getting 2-1 on a call here. To get paid off adequately to justify going for this draw here, we probably need about 4-1, which means we would need to get $16 more on the river to justify calling $8 here so that we have at least a break-even play. If we're going to get more than $16 on the river, now we have a profitable call because our implied odds justify continuing with our two-way straight draw. I think that because our hand is disguised, a deuce is not something that our opponent is going to be concerned about, and a 6, well, they'll be a little concerned, but not as much because of the low card needed to make that straight, which people just tend to not put you on the low card. They put you on a high card when there's a one-liner out there. I think that we do have the implied odds. Also, when our opponent is betting pot, and they are strangely passive, that means they usually bet rather than check rather than betting. It means that
He's
since
got a
they chose
10.
to bet,
That's what it means,
and
homie.
they chose to bet large, they
Maybe
probably
you
have
bet
what
it,
they
right?
consider to be a strong hand. Another sign that we have implied odds. And that's why I prefer calling in this situation over raising.
Fold to
If
zero,
our opponent
bro.
had a weak range, maybe we actually would
Folds
go
10
for a
points.
raise here
Nope.
as a semi-bluff
looking
because
at
we're going to
it.
get
We
a
folded.
lot of
Listen
folds
to him.
immediately.
It's a glitch.
And when our opponent does call,
Don't try
now
and
we have a
asterisk
strong
your way out of
range,
this quiz.
and we're building the pot so
Listen
that when
to
we
him.
hit, we can get the implied odds. So against a stronger range, we want to lead towards calling. Against a weaker range, we want to consider
He never
raising
said folding,
if
bro.
we think we
Ever.
have the fold equity. If we have a strong range, but our opponent is not the type to pay us off, then we're just going to want to be folding. And because the immediate price is pretty high and we aren't guaranteed to get paid, and because, you know, some of the outs could be dirty. If the 6 of clubs or the deuce of clubs comes off, we have a straight, but we could be up against a flush. I also gave 10 points if he chose to fold.
piss.
In this situation. We do have a player
Neat.
behind us. And if there's a chance that they were going to knock us out of the pot,
Well
that
played.
makes this more of a fold. But because our opponent checked through on the flop that was multi-way on a pretty draw-heavy board, where they likely want protection if they had a made hand, I think most of the time this player is checked out and not going to be continuing in the hand. So we don't really need to worry about them. So for all those reasons, I chose calling. And it's just a super fun spot where there's so much to learn. So I hope you enjoyed that little analysis there. So we make it to the river, which is the 6 of spades, giving us a straight. And if you aren't sure if a 6 gives you a straight, you can count on your fingers on the turn as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a straight just to make sure you have the draw that you think you do, because sometimes those double belly busters are pretty disguised before you choose to continue. And now our opponent pots it for 24. So actions on us with the 7 high straight. Should we call, raise to 54, raise to 69, or go all in?
I got you, Jackson. I thought I just seen that come through when I was putting together my Insta story.
So raise to 69 doesn't make any sense because the guy's got 65 and a half picks behind.
Just call without the nuts.
The math ain't
D-Walk
mathin'.
says, will you ever get called by worse? Outside of, well, even 2 pair call here. What would you jam? What are we doing? Carter says call. What did Crassie's giving out right there?
That says because he's passive, he thinks
Shadow
54
Knight says
gets paid more
54.
often than jamming.
54 gets paid.
Joey like 54.
I'm thinking call, Chris says. God, this is fucking... What the hell?
He's got 65 and a half behind beats. If we raise to 69, that's 45 more, which would leave him 25.
Dude, how in the fuck would he... Potted. Can he go big? This is interesting as hell, pot.
If he has 8-4 suited, he could take it all, and my wife. Raise to 69 and say, nice.
Dozens was good. You missed part of the hand. It was a multi-way as hell pot pre. He led turn for pot.
And he leads river.
Everybody
for pot.
folds. And he led river for pot.
We're all in. What are you guys doing?
All right, you're all in. Crest is just calling. We're just calling.
I mean, I would be hard pressed not to jam here. Because I don't think 8-9 pots the turn. So I'm not concerned about 8-9. And when this guy is betting pot, I'm assuming he's got 2 pair or better. I would jam.
Jamming. And also potentially missing, repping some missed draws in yourself. You may turn into a jam somehow, but yeah. What up, fam? Shit, chilling, man. So we are jam. No, man, that'd be hard as hell not to jam, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't even see the 8-4. Like, if we did this and he turned an 8-4, I'd like be, damn, how does he have 8-4? I didn't even see the 8-4. Like, I wouldn't even see that straight.
All right, Crest, this is the last time.
I don't think he pots 8-9 on the turn, Jelly.
See, this is tough, Crest, because we talked about it. It's almost like what main client did before. So I'll have to make a statement that we cannot. Once we type in an answer from here on out, that has to be it.
8-9 of clubs makes sense. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, we get this back and forth wishy-washy shit. You know, I mean, but I kind of allowed it before, which isn't fair. So here we go. All right, let's do it. You ready?
Yeah, we're jamming.
Same.
So if we choose to call here, we've already got the implied odds. I said we need to
this shit is
$16 on the river
busted.
to justify our play. Here we're getting 24. So we can see
What?
that the implied odds are already there. And usually when someone's potting in a situation where they're normally passive, they're usually going to pot again. And that means they'll be betting 3 times their bet size of the turn on the river. So it's easy to get the implied odds there in that situation. Now we've made our straight. The one downside is that 8-9 has improved to make a bigger straight, but usually someone who's strangely passive like this isn't going to be potting it when they lead out with a draw. They're usually going to be potting it with a made hand. So actually, we don't need to be so concerned about the fact that 8-9 completed. That's the other reason I didn't mind continuing with this double gut shot, even though a flush draw is possible, because usually our opponents of this type are not going to be betting pot with their draws. So we could rule out a lot of clubs from the range, which means pretty much all our outs are going to be good. What our opponents typically do have when they make bets like this is trips, 2-pair, or a top pair that they consider to be strong. So against those
we
hands,
got an 8 for all.
How do we get the max value?
Yeah, I got an 8 too.
I think if we go all in, it may put some alarm bells off in our opponent's head. So while that does give us the maximum potential payoff, I don't think it has the highest call frequency, which is what we want. I think the highest call frequency is going to be when we go for a raise, but we don't go for all of it. The smaller we raise, the easier it is for our opponent to call with even those 1-pair type hands. And the larger we raise, it starts to become harder for them to call, but the reward is larger for us when we do get called because we're making more chips in the process. I wanted to make sure I got the call, but I didn't want to just go for a min raise. So I went for 54 in this spot. If you went for 69, I'm giving you 10 points too, because you're still leaving your opponent with some chips. And if you went for all of it, I understand the going for it, but with a one-liner straight possible, he may start to see that draw. If you go all in, he may start to look for that draw, but for the smaller size where he's like, it's only 30 more. Oh, what do you got? Some random hand? They're usually going to flick in the call, especially when they're this type of player who has shown they have a strong hand, committed a lot of money, and are getting really good odds to see the showdown without having to put in that many more chips. Yeah. So I'm for 30 more. My opponent did make the call with King 10, and this is a hand that may or may not have 69, but probably would not have called.
What are these games?
So 69 likely getting the call, but not guaranteed. 69, you're definitely getting calls from all 2 pairs. When you go for the smaller raise, you're getting the calls from all the 1 pairs, clearly too, that our opponent just thinks are too good because we checked the flop. And they don't see the draw that hit on the river. So anyway, really fun hand. Lots to be gained. That's going to wrap up this quiz. This has been Evan Jarvis for PokerCoach.com. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. Hope you learned a thing or two. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Dude, how in the hell are your river raises on 4-line boards, multi-way, pot size raises getting raised and getting value from a single pair hand? This is the fantasy world.
It's 50 cents.
How is it this easy?
He's bad.
Is it this easy, guys?
Strangely passive is not a winning. It's not a winning strategy.
This shit is this easy. Multi-way. He pots the river and gets raised, and still finds a call with the single pair hand. It seems wild as hell to me. All right. Cool.
I mean, you see this shit in cash and tournaments, Johnny. Last night I raised aces.
My
I
God.
3-bet aces, got 4-bet jammed, and got called, and the guy 10-4-0. And I was 2 out of the money.
See when I see
it happens in both streets.
Yeah. True. Bet. Keyword.
We got 38.
Oh, piss. Did I leave it? Did I just punt that bitch? Oh, no, we got a 38 as well.
Oh, shit. Call it.
Chris, call it. Hurry up. Let's get it.
So is the new Ivy keyword.
He calls heads.
Sixes will never. Flipping it. Sixes will never go for that.
Never. I don't even know what it is. I'm just gonna say no before I even hear it.
Do you want to see it, or you just want me to spoil it?
Just spoil it.
Tails never fails. Praying.
Oh, piss.
You got it, buddy.
We lost the flip. We got to win our flips. We've been losing flips a lot. We've been losing more and more flips. It feels like we're not winning
New
our fair
keyword.
share anymore.
Flips suck.
Flips. Flips.
All right, flips is good.
Just flips is good. Yeah, flips. Just flips. Just flips. I almost misclick rolled it.
That's 10, Prem.
Getting those flips in there.
Sixes, I heard about this like awesome free Discord server. Do you know anything about that?
Hey, it is about that time. The guys, you got to get in the poker coaching Discord. Still running study groups. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Look at this shit. It is popping. Questions, hand history groups. Cash game hands, MTT hands, poster sets, study groups. We post ours all the time. But yeah, get in here, man. The MTT group, man, I think a lot of guys are getting value out of it. A lot of people have been saying it's been working out really well for them. So it's free as hell. So it's free 99. So get in there. Here's a list to all the stuff going on that we host throughout the week. We have to show this shit because I believe it provides value and it's awesome. So get in here, guys. Study groups every day of the week, practically, outside of Sunday, because everybody's grinding. And all for free. So get that ass in there. Stop being lazy. And if you can't make it, they'll record it. And that is the end of that chill. Flips in the chat if you're interested in getting in there. And yeah, let's do it. Here's a link to the Discord as well. Wait a minute. What is that? 58 months. Sheesh. A long ass time, Smokey. Thank you for the reset, Toe. Hey, and gifting us to Candace Little A. Praying, showing some love. Thank you, Praying. Thank you guys for the love. Appreciate the support. And yeah, let's roll this.
Run good. What quiz?
What? We got 3 people eligible? Fuck it.
1943?
Let me see. I didn't do it. Flips to get in there unless I griefed it somehow. Thanks, Brian. What number did you say? 1943? Aggression. That's the only aggression.
It's made for you.
Yeah. God, please. I should not be watching this. I need to find more nitty stuff. I need some knit in my game. God.
Joey, the winner for the Army. Good luck.
You got Joey, and we got he comes in, drops the gift sub, and gets picked. What the hell?
Run good, run good.
That run good is sick. All right, carry us. Bubba Booey, you're a second too late, $1 short and a day late. All right, here we go.
Here we have Jack 10 of spades. Folds around to the hijack. And in 1-3 game, loose splashy player who limps. Loose aggressive player in the cutoff makes it $15. All right. Should we fold, call, re-raise to $40, or go all in?
Jack 9 suited.
You don't want it? Let's run it again. That's cool. Shadow Knight.
And an ISO.
Shadow Knight. What up, fam? Are you out there? And if you are, it's on you. Let's get it. You the man, Pran. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you did just ship the last one. I ain't that much of a hog. He's a part of the community. He's a community man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Shadow Knight, what are we doing? Small blind, decent. We out here.
Will I please drop you a link to my Discord, Mike? Here.
Oh yeah, we got
There you go.
Did I drop our Discord one? I don't think I did. Here's a link to the Discord as well if you're interested.
Oh, Joey said he already did this quiz.
Joey already did this?
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll a new one. And Joey, I guess you'll be up for the next one.
If we have time, yeah.
Tagged in beats. Goes from bad to worse.
Well, nah, he doesn't play cash. I know all of his leaks. You got him. I know all of his leaks.
Oh, yeah.
I study 4 hours a week with him in cash, so I know his game. We're good.
Shot Concern, thank you for the follow. Welcome, buddy.
All right. Shadow Knight is calling.
Beat says aggression. All in.
All in. All right.
He's calling.
Oh no! You can't change your answer. It's binding. I did make that statement
Verbal
last
is
time.
binding.
Verbal is binding. Yo ass is all in, sir. He's angle shooting over there. All right. We're calling over here.
We are calling as well.
40.
You're going
every
40?
time. Hell yeah! This would be a 3-bet hand. We would be 3-betting this to a standard open. This is kind of like a standard open, but a little bit bigger. I guess I don't mind calling as well, but it feels like I think this would be a reasonable spot to mix in some aggression. It plays pretty well. We're going to have nice coverage using some of these combos to fold out some of the loosest portions of his ISO range as well. Fuck it. 40 for me. And mixing call. Never folding. Mixing both.
Too much, but love the raise. Don't love the call.
Yeah, I love the raise more so. I think I'm raising way more than call. I would have to have some bad, like you. Maybe if you know you're never, if you watch the televised cash game stuff, this hand is V-pipped 100% of the time, no matter how many motherfuckers are in the pot. It seems like these kind of hands. That doesn't mean it's played well or good,
but it's in there.
But I see it. If you're watching these televised games, these cats just, this shit is something. All right, we're calling here though. I'm probably going 40 more, but I can see a call.
We are calling as well. Yep.
When the cutoff raises a hijack limp in a
No
1-3 game,
calls.
you gotta presume the range is gonna be way
No
wider
calls
than
and
only the
cash.
best hands. If you thought for some reason the cutoff's range was just very, very strong, I suppose we could fold. But we're either gonna call or re-raise to $40. You don't want to rip it all in, because when you rip it all in and get called, which will happen sometimes, you're gonna be in very bad shape. So we're either gonna call or re-raise to 40, and I usually err towards re-raising to 40. Hands that are kind of connected and suited, these are pretty good hands to put in a re-raise as a bluff, especially if your opponent will fold to 3-bets ever. And if they do call a decent amount of the time, it's not really that big of a deal because Jack-9 suited plays well enough post-flop. If you thought for some reason you were going to get 4-bet a lot, or your opponent was going to fold, one of the two, if you wanted to have bluffs, which may or may not be the case depending on how loose and aggressive your opponent is, you'd probably rather have hands like Ace-9 offsuit and whatnot. So anyway, this is a spot where I think we can either call or re-raise. I think either play is fine. I usually err towards re-raising, though. Cutoff calls. By the way, think about the alternative. If we called here, quite often one of the blinds will call, the hijack will call, we'll see a flop 3 or 4 ways in position, which isn't the end of the world. But at the same time, then we're not heads up in position in a relatively big pot against a loose, aggressive player whose range is going to be pretty wide. Yeah, and in this scenario, we don't actually have to make a hand all that often to win, whereas in the 3 or 4-way pot, we actually do have to make a hand decently often to win. Flop comes King 4-2. Opponent checks. Should we check? Bet $25, bet $50, or bet $75?
What now? What do we do? Thank you for that follow, Crypto Boogie.
I know what I'm doing now.
Hell yeah.
25 for Baba Booey.
Good luck. 25 for Cress.
That's a good drinking game. You spirit, I like it. Everyone has to take a shot every time Jonathan says, if you can look at someone and tell. He always says that.
Them live players, man. These live cats.
Too early for shots for me too, Joey. Those East Coast guys can get on it though.
Yeah.
50 for beats. 25 for most of the army.
50. Um, 25, 25.
25 is small. It's like less than a third right there, Joey. Johnny. It's
87 for the Crypto Boogie.
87 bigs out there, 29 blinds.
All right. You ready?
Your East Coast, it's still too early. Yeah, 50 for beats.
Shadow Knight going 25.
I am conflicted. I want to go 25, but I know that in cash games we don't do that small bet as much. However, we 3-bet in condenses range, so 25 is super effective in these spots. I'd really want to go half pot because I have you in my head saying we do half pot and you can't ever be wrong in cash games for half pot. So 50 seems too big though. So I guess I'm landing on 25.
25. Yeah, we still have small bets. This is very pretty disconnected. I think one thing I would still want to do is we know his range. We still may get him to fold, get a good price. He still has some hands he naturally needs to fold. Even if he continues, we probably get some barrels when we can pick up equity as well, knowing his range is wider than if we go 50. Which I think when we go 50, we pick up equity. We fucking just always check.
Ace jack, suited paint that's better.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
So, and I don't know if we're necessarily generating all that much more fold equity for 50 as we are for 25, considering I think every single pair in his range probably calls 50 and 25 and stuff like that. And it's all about if we have the top of our range, we wouldn't want to necessarily encourage too much fold equity from the weakest portions of his range if we're like nutted up with ace king and shit here. So I don't know. I feel like 25 is good.
Cool. Let's do
like
it.
How bad does it feel when you have like ace king here, right? And you go 50 and he just fucking folds like fives or something like that. I don't know. Like there's a or he doesn't float some shit he's dead with. Yeah. So I don't know. 25 for me as well. Let's do it.
This is a situation where we are definitely going to have a range advantage because most of the opponent's hands are just not going to connect with the board. Certainly they will have some hands that connect very well, like sets and maybe even king 4 suited or king 2 suited if they're especially loose. Or, just hands like a king. But they're also going to have under pairs, ace highs, undercards, right? And if you do make a $25 bet in this scenario, a lot of the total junk will fold. But at the same time, stuff like ace highs, especially if they have any sort of backdoor draws, and under pairs will continue calling, which may have a difficult time continuing against a turn and or river bet. So I think this is a pretty nice spot to go for a small bet with our entire range, and then we'll proceed to the turn. When we do bet small, by the way, we are going to get called pretty frequently. Now you may say, why not bet bigger then if you're going to get called frequently? It's because with our range in general, we just don't mind putting money in the pot because we're going to have a range advantage in this scenario. When you have a big range advantage, you usually want to start nudging money into the pot. So even though we don't have one of our best hands here at all, I think you still want to just go for a small bet. If we did not have a backdoor flush draw, maybe you could just check and give up. But even then, I'm probably just going to bet 25 with everything in this scenario. You don't want to bet bigger because when you bet bigger, you start bloating the pot to the point that now you're not exactly sure how your opponent's going to continue with hands like pocket fives. And when you do happen to run into a king, if you bet the flop and your opponent calls, let's say you bet 75 and they call, it's a pretty dicey spot on the turn. So yeah, you're going to have way more flop fold equity, but then you may have little to no fold equity on the turn or the river. All right, we go 25. Opponent calls. If they raise, of course, we'll just fold. Turns a queen, and they check. Should we check? Bet 80.
Oh, fuck.
Bet 130. Or go all in.
I did miss click beats. I'm sorry. Hang on.
You good? Hold on. My bad.
Yeah, you called and then bet 50.
And another thing about that bet sizing issue is like we got to think about, are we betting frequently in these kind of spots? The board's kind of a dry run out. So there's textures where we're going to be betting a little like more infrequently. Mm-hmm. And we're going to mix bigger sizes on different kind of textures. Ace high is not just a bet small board always, right? We're probably going to have some bigger bets on some ace high boards, a board like 9-7x. Some of these 10 high boards as well. We probably have some more polar sizing to get to use bigger because we have overpair 8 high boards. But this king high board, in some of these textures, we have to have small sizings. And we probably have more 50 on like 9, 10 high, 8 high boards and stuff like that. And bigger sizings. It is texture. Pay attention to your flop textures with your c-bet sizings. What are we doing here? You guys shook as fuck now. Why is nobody saying anything? Ending the stream.
I'll give toe a break. He's old and seen out that. Yeah, I was multitasking poorly. I was trying to help Mike. Sorry about that.
What up, D-Mo? Appreciate logging into Twitch Saturday mornings and seeing this stream. Appreciate starting the stream and seeing that name in chat. Good to see you, brother. 80 for Cress.
80%. So 130 for Baba Booey. He ain't scared. Beats very scared and checking.
Beats is shook.
Contrast checking. Beats does not want to get check raised off his equity.
Fold in position, he says. Just fold in the backseat, throw your hand in the mug. Wow, I'm torn. 80 centis, loose and splashy. Okay. Shadow Knight going 8-0.
Beats checking.
And beats checking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to go, or what are you thinking? I know what I'm thinking.
I mean, normally this would be a good double barrel card, I think. And probably 80. Although I will say in game, one of my weaknesses is like 3-bet, C-bet, and then I'm like, fuck, I just hit this guy with the 2-piece combo. And he's still standing there smiling. Fuck. Well, and so I would check in game, but I can see.
So let's ask. So let me ask you a question. What do his ace highs? What do his middling pocket pair? What did we accomplish, or what does his range need to do to 25% and under 25% on the flop? How much of his range does he get to fold and show up here with? You know,
not a lot of.
No, he shows up with a lot when we make that size.
Yeah, he doesn't get to fold
much.
Not a lot.
Yep. Much, right? Yeah. And we have jack high.
Double roll. We get to get eights to fold and things like that. That's fine.
Yes, and he still has some ace highs, right? That needed to call. Some of those ace highs now picked up gut shots themselves with an over, which is kind of concerning. Backdoor hearts. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like when we check, we just give up. It feels like a loose, splashy player when we've used such a small size. On the flop, he has enough floats. We need some bluffs. We are blocking King Jack as well. Equity. And we picked up equity, and we need to fucking have some bluffs here. Like, what are we waiting to bluff? 80. 80 for me. I think 80 sets up the SPR to want to jam as well, threatens an all-in on river, really cleans up some of his ace highs, and then those pocket pairs are all got out of there, and we have some equity to get there. So maybe I'm too loose in this spot, and I would need to maybe want to have a heart or not have the backdoor hearts get there because some of its floats are backdoor hearts. So that's where I'm a little shook about using this combo when hearts. Like sometimes in game I might talk myself out of it because I think he has some of his floats are like ace high backdoor hearts as well. So, but 80 for me now. Fuck it, it's not my money.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Let's do it.
We'll check.
This is a cool scenario where I have to imagine we may actually want to have two bet sizes, 80. A medium-ish bet size of something like 80, and then perhaps even an all-in size with stuff like king or ace king.
No checks.
And then some high equity draws, like straight flush draws or whatnot. And I think our small bet needs to be with stuff like two pairs and sets and some junky draws. So what are junky draws in this scenario where they're going to be gut shots, right? And marginal flush draws. And I think we definitely have one of those. You don't want to just rip it in with your hands like Jack 9 of spades here because when you do get called, and you will get called sometimes, you are going to be in terrible shape. I don't think we want to go for a pot size bet of about 130 in this scenario because if we go 130 and we get called, notice we'll have little to no fold equity on the river, especially given the opponent probably doesn't have a flush draw. They're probably more likely to have some sort of a decent pair. And getting really good odds on the river, they probably are just going to find a hero call with all of it, especially if they are somewhat loose and aggressive. So I think the play here is to bet something like 80. And then if the opponent calls, we're probably going to strongly consider bluffing a lot of rivers. This is not the best hand to be bluffing with, but I suppose it's not the worst either.
I'm sorry.
So if we do bet 80 here and call or get called, we're definitely going to shove the river as we would shove lots of other random gut shots. We'd also shove all of our two pair, and if we did have some top pair like King Jack, we'd probably also shove the river for value, assuming we didn't just rip it in immediately on the turn. You may be surprised to hear that we should rip it in, but in general, in spots like this that are kind of draw heavy, where the opponent could very easily have a whole lot of dominated hands like King 5, you definitely just want to jam the money in immediately with hands that crush those hands that are also very vulnerable to being outdrawn. So stuff like Ace King and King Jack are probably pretty good hands to shove. Anyway, we go 80. The opponent just gives it to us.
Take those.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yep. So yeah, and in a lot of these 3-bet spots, we need to be really focusing on our sizing and our strategy, and we're going to have a lot of checks. We need to be more creative than just always hitting the half pot button. You can't always quarter. You're going to have to work on your strategy in these spots. It comes down to textures a lot. And then when we go use the small sizing, we get to fucking barrel more. If you go 50% on this flop plus,
Did I win?
I mean, we're shit. I mean, we got a 28.
Beats.
How bad is it?
So bad. He got 8-3 deuce. He's like, did I win?
Oh, love it. I knew his ass was in trouble. You're like, oh, Beats. I'm like,
The Wiz got humbled. This is good. This is good.
No, this is cash.
Even the Wiz can get humbled.
Nah, you can be a Wiz, but it's cash in the streets. So, yeah, Shadow Knight, you know how we do. You've won here before. I will get you. I got you, my friend. Sometime between now and next study stream.
Just
well done.
a bit outside.
I got you between now and next week. Good shit, fam. That might have to do it. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to take my son to the gym.
That's cool.
A little bit.
It's my birthday. I'm gonna go party.
Yeah, happy birthday to our friend GodsBigToe. Let's make sure to go ahead and give him that shout out. Do I need to whisper you? But yeah, do it again just so I have the notification reminder, please, Shadow Knight. Yeah, just so I see the notification there, and then it's like, oh shit, I better do this. If you don't do that, you risk having to send it to me anyway because I will have forgotten.
All right, cool, guys. I got the cash command for sixes. I got the YouTube link in there if you want to watch this one from the beginning or anyone we've ever done in the past. We were supposed to have Evan Jarvis today. Not only did we grief it, but he griefed it too, so we don't feel that bad. We're going to get him on deck for sure. We'll get him rescheduled in the next few weeks. Hopefully we can get it before sixes goes to Ireland, but if not, we'll definitely do it. After it gets back, maybe I can talk him into being a guest host and just nudge sixes out the door while he's gone.
I come back, my spot's taken. It's you and Evan.
There's no more room on the overlay, sixes. Discord in there for PC. PC Discord, free study groups, 6 days a week. They're recorded. You can watch them and timestamp them and ask questions. There's MTT rooms where sixes and I are coaches in there, and all this sort of stuff. So go check that out. And then my Discord as well. If you want to get in my Discord, that's there too. I think I got it all. Thanks for the happy birthdays, guys. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you.
Do we drop it off to Evan? I mean, he's doing marble shit, though. It's not poker. Do you guys want to play? What happens? Okay, what happens with marbles? What is it? I can't watch it for more than 10 seconds.
You enter. It's a race. And randomly, there's a winner. Random winner gets prizes.
It's a race. Oh, they have courses.
Everyone says, I want to play, and everyone gets a marble, and then it says go, and the marbles fall down the track.
So what do you do? But what are the people doing in the meantime? So it's literally...
They have a sweat. All you need is a sweat and $5. Like, that's all you need.
And this shit is popping like that? Fuck this. I'm a marble streamer now. I'm done with this.
It's a bigger
I'm
market.
out here fighting for my life,
business.
making tough-ass decisions. And people would rather watch a marble on the track. I'm done with this.
Chance to win free shit, you know?
Good God. There's no skill in it, right?
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Contrast.
Are we dropping it to grips? You guys want to? Let's just. I mean, yeah. Apparently, everybody's on them marble. Who
wants to play 100 NL with Beats after the quiz? Everybody should get in that game against Beats. Everybody.
Wait a minute. So it's not skill. It's just straight RNG.
Straight RNG.
Okay. I swear I never watched this thing. I just dip set every
straight
time.
Straight RNG with a chance to win free shit. So like, if you're a broke poker player and you got a chance to win $5 that you can then use to 25 spins into something that you're not rolled or qualified to play. It's a dream.
There's more of these people around the people that care about the game.
Absolutely. You've never been asked for a stake in a dollar tournament?
I mean, maybe I have, but I've auto just blocked them after that. So yeah, gotcha. I guess we're kicking it to grips, so we'll do that.
Are we kicking it to grips?
Okay. I mean, sure, yeah, he's fucking in there. He's coming on the study stream. He's PC family. He is a coach. Guys, I'll be streaming all day tomorrow. It'll be a good session. I've been studying in my free time. Good. Starting the raid now. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Got it. We're going to throw it to him.
And to prove you have more expendable funds than your opponents. That's great. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and drop this off. Thank you guys for the support, and I will catch you tomorrow. Peace out.